Oh shit, we're back with another episode of... It's only been a week since I did the first episode of Record Roulette, and I got a really good response from you guys out there. And that's great. That's all I really needed to continue, because it was pretty fun. And if you guys are having fun, I'm having even more fun. So I thought, let's just go ahead and do another episode of this. Why not? What else am I doing? So if you didn't watch last week's episode, this is a new show where we take my entire vinyl collection, which has been entered into Discogs, and we use their random item feature. And whatever item it selects, I immediately got to get up, grab it, and talk to you guys about it. Last week we had some pretty good selections, I think, but I think we could do a lot better. So without further ado, let's just jump into this week's random items. Once again, I'm recording my screen at the same time so you can see the selection I'm making at the time, so you know I'm not fudging this. So let's go ahead and do it. Here we go. Random item. Practice What You Preach by Testament. My favorite Testament album. The first Testament album I actually ever heard. I guess that's how it happens a lot of times. The first one you hear that really gets you into a band ends up being your favorite. I never get tired of this. To me, this is a thrash metal classic. One of those go-to. Like if I really feel, I want to hear that good old late 80s thrash metal sound. This is one of my go-to albums. And this is an original. I believe this is a US pressing. It's a European pressing. See, that's why I like having Discogs right in front of me, because it can tell me. From 1989. And look, there's the inner sleeve with all the fellas. Look how young they looked. And then some lyrics on the back there. And then we'll pull out the vinyl. Still Megaforce. I believe it was on Megaforce. I think the difference is in other countries, it's a Megaforce worldwide. And then in the US, it's just regular ass Megaforce Records. So yeah, what is this? The third Testament album. A lot of people don't really think this one's that great. In fact, it seems like the albums by Testament that I love the most are the ones that people are like, that's not one of their better ones. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? They've never done a bad one, in my opinion. We did a Cranked and Ranked episode on Testament. Go listen to it. I don't know if that's one that you can actually watch, but it's on YouTube and you can hear us talking. And we rank these albums. And this one, spoiler, ends up somewhere near the top for me. Anyway, so yeah, Practice What You Preach by Testament. All right, you guys ready for another one? All right, here we go. Random item. The Bring the Noise 12-inch maxi single by Anthrax. Once again, look at those young pups right there. This is a cool one because it's fucking Bring the Noise. Like, you know, probably one of the greatest songs ever. Like, even just the Public Enemy version. Why did I pronounce it like that? I feel like I'm Matt Berry or something. The Anthrax Bring the Noise Public Enemy version. That was the worst Matt Berry ever. If you guys know who Matt Berry is, then please don't judge. Anyway, this has got Keep It in the Family Live, which I believe this is the exact same version that's on Attack of the Killer Bees. And I Am the Law 1991, or 91, which is a remix of I Am the Law. And honestly, I think the mix actually sounds better than the Among the Living version of I Am the Law. So that's a really interesting thing on here. Just hearing like a different mix of a classic song. Mostly, I think the vocals actually just sound a lot better. The mix of the vocals on Among the Living has always been kind of like, they could have done that a little bit better. And on this version, it is. Island Records. This is a UK pressing. I don't think a lot of these 12-inch maxi singles that I have are not from the US because, especially for metal, for some reason there wasn't a lot of call for 12-inch maxi singles of metal stuff. You could get like Janet Jackson or something on 12-inch. In fact, I had one of those when I was a kid. I had Nasty 12-inch maxi single, which funny enough, I remember my mom at first didn't want me to get it because she's like, it's called Nasty. You shouldn't listen to that. I mean, love you, Mom. Anyway, yeah, there you go. Bring the Noise maxi single by Anthrax. It's interesting how last time it did 2 grunge releases in a row, and now we've done 2 thrash metal releases in a row. I don't know, Discogs. I don't know if I can trust your random item feature, but let's give it another go here. All right, everybody ready? All right, random item. Downfall of Mankind by Nervosa, Brazilian thrash death kind of shit. Cool band. This is their third album, and I believe the last with the lineup featuring Fernanda Lira, who's now in Crypta, which I'm not really. Crypta's okay. The new lineup of Nervosa, I think, is superior to Crypta, which that lineup also has now changed because they got a different drummer in Nervosa now. Yeah, so the original vocalist of Nervosa is on this one. Honestly, this is the album of theirs that I've listened to the least. There you go. There they are right there. And I remember it's just because I think the album before this, which is called Agony. Ooh, look, it's a nice silver color. Look at that. The album was called Agony before this, and I just remember when this one came out, I'm like, it's a little bit too similar for me. I still enjoyed it when it came out, but it's not been something that I went back to listen to again. Whereas their latest album, I've listened to many times because I think it's fucking great. But this is still good. If you don't know Nervosa, check them out. They're pretty fucking cool. This is from 2018, by the way. Obviously an original from 2018. It's not very old. It seems weird to say things like that. It's an original from 4 years ago, but it is. All right, so just like last time, I'm gonna do 5 records, and so we still got 2 more to go. So here we go. Random item. All right, our first hip hop album, and it's an interesting one. Dream Warriors, and Now the Legacy Begins. This is it's an American group, I believe, but this is a European pressing because this is from 1991, and at that point it started to get a little more scarce to find vinyl versions of albums in the U.S. But this is a fun album. The Dream Warriors, I think they only did 2 albums, and this is the first. And there you go. What's that? Fourth and Broadway label right there. It's interesting because it's kind of laid back hip hop with interesting samples. Like I think it's the first or second one has that song that would later be co-opted for the Austin Powers theme. If I'm remembering that right, it has that that thing. It's sampled on here years before Austin Powers. But it's things like that. It's interesting ideas. These guys were a little bit on the edges of hip hop, but it's a really, really fun album, and I love that I get to talk about it because I'm like, I don't really talk about hip hop very much, and I probably never would have brought up Dream Warriors because most people would be like, we don't know it and we don't care, but I care because it's a fucking cool album. So there you go. This does feel a little more random this time, doesn't it? Cool. I'm enjoying this. All right, 1 more to go. Everybody ready? Okay, here we go. Random item. Now that's a way to go out. The debut album from Mr. Tracy Guns and Company, LA Guns, the 1988 debut album. This is a 1988 copy, which interestingly enough, it is listed as an American pressing. But, well, first off, let's look at this. Look, the dude's like, look at that. Tracy, come on. That's cool as fuck. Come on. And look, and then we got Phil there, and he's like, I just got a machine gun. Because he's British. And then he's just looking cool as fuck right there. He's like, one day I'm not going to be in the band anymore, and I'm going to start my own LA Guns, and nobody's going to like it. Sorry, Steve. I'm no longer in the band. I am also no longer in the band. Anyway, and then on the back you got this. But anyway, as I was saying, it's listed as a U.S. pressing of this, but it is on Vertigo Records, which I was always under the impression that Vertigo Records was in the UK or Europe. So it might be wrong. The listing might be wrong. I just remember this was one that I badly wanted And occasionally when there are things that I really want, I save it in my want list on Discogs, and I kind of just wait for an affordable copy that's in good condition to come my way, because I don't like forking over a lot of money. And I don't remember what I paid for this one. All I know is that I got it in the mail. This was probably 5 years ago. I got this in the mail, and it still smells a bit like cigarette smoke. And for some reason, I unwrapped it and I just smelled cigarettes, and I went, you know what? Normally I'd be kind of mad, but that just seems super appropriate for this album. Great fucking album. By the way, if you don't know this album, it is fucking great. It is, it's got a raw kind of street feel to it. I mean, it's like, honestly, at some points, it even makes the first Guns N' Roses album feel a little bit too polished. This almost has a more punky vibe to it. LA Guns, great fucking band, underrated band. Even today, they're still doing fucking cool shit. So that is a hell of a wrap up for the second episode of. That was great. I had fun. Did you have fun? I hope you did. Because I'm going to keep doing these. Not every week, because I got other shit to do. But I think this will be a regular thing I do for a little while. And I hope you're all up for it. Put your comments down below. What'd you think of the albums I pulled? That's really it. I don't really have anything else to say. This is Record Roulette, and that's exactly what we did. We rouletted. All right. That's all I got for this episode. Oh, I'm not going to do it again. No, I'll do it again. All right, now I'm going to say goodbye. I'll see you all again very soon.